So all things considered, whatever that means, we thought it would be a good idea to start this Dvar Torah with a little game. We are going to read you some statements. Your job is to decide, is this true or false? And do not worry, no one will be graded. This is just for fun. Should you go first?
Happy to go.
You go first. We didn't plan. So go, you go.
Bananas grow on trees.
True or false? Who is for true?
Raise your
hand.
false?
Raise your hand. Those that are for true.
It's false. They actually grow on plants that look like trees, but they are technically giant herbs.
You cannot trust those bananas. This... I really meant that. Okay, so this Dvar Torah will last 30 minutes. True or false? Who is for true?
False.
You're right, it's weightless, it's weightless. So rest assured, you are safe. We time it, we're fine. Don't worry. Now breathe.
AI can generate photos of people who do not exist. True or false? True.
In 2024, more people got their news from social media than from TV. Is it true or false?
True.
It is true all over the world. Number 5.
Yes. Deepfake technology can now generate realistic video and audio of public figures saying things they never said. True.
Trust in US government and media is higher now than... Come on, let me finish the sentence. Okay, whatever I was going to say, true or false?
They know.
No, you're gonna let me read this sentence anyway. Than in the 70s, and I will give you the number. In the 70s, it was 70%, and today it's around 20%. Now, that was fun. Sort of. But here's the thing. Truth isn't actually a game. And yet, more and more, the world around us treats it like one. Between social media, deep fakes, AI, and algorithms that reward outrage more than accuracy, it can feel almost impossible to know what's real anymore. Who do we trust? What can we believe? Does truth even matter? Sometimes we even joke that everyone has their own truth. Everyone is entitled to their own facts. But when truth becomes optional, when it's reduced to a meme, a marketing strategy, or just a matter of opinion, something essential breaks down. Because trust, credibility, reliability, these aren't luxuries. They are the very pillars of a healthy society. If we can't rely on each other to be truthful, then we can't really live together. And Judaism has always understood that. Truth has never been an accessory in our tradition. In fact, the rabbis say that the very seal of God is emet, truth. So tonight, Rabbi Rafi and I want to spend some time learning about truth with you. We will each bring forward different texts, ancient and modern, that ask us, what is truth? How do we recognize it? And maybe, most importantly, how do we live in a way that's faithful to it? Because if we can recover a Jewish language of truth, maybe we can also begin to rebuild the trust and the hope that our world so desperately needs.
When I think of truth, I think of the words recited after we declare the unity of God in the Shema. Emet atahu rishon ve'atahu acharon umibaladecha ein lanu melech goel u'moshiach. Traditionally, this passage is translated, truly, you, God, are first. You are last, and beside you, we have no king, no redeemer, and no savior. I'd like to offer another translation. Emet, truth. Truth, you are first, you are last, and besides you, we have no king, no redeemer, and no savior. It's a different charge. And while the grammar of the Hebrew might not immediately suggest it, I believe that as liturgy, the language demands it. For many of us, myself included, the metaphors of God as a king, as a redeemer, and as a savior can feel distant or even untrue. With this alternative translation, we can understand capital T truth as part of what makes up all of creation. But I would never imply that there's only one way to live in truth. Rather, I hope that this translation offers a way of understanding how orienting towards truth can help us fit into a grander mosaic of humanity. Just as we are all created in the divine image, just as God exists in each and every one of us, so too do we each hold partial truth. If we live our lives with humility and with deep listening, we can approach a fuller emet. But this is not a flimsy relativism. On the contrary, this is an affirmation of pluralism, but not a pluralism that asks us to limit ourselves. Rather, it is a pluralism that demands we each be the most of ourselves, to live out the truth born of our particular circumstances and our unique lives, as opposed to holding back from who we are and who we are meant to be. In the words of my friend, Dr. Felix Antoine Gelineau, we often see pluralism as ungainly and cumbersome. But pluralism can be Lennon-McCartney too. And if I had to choose, I'd take the duo over either solo any day. But pluralism isn't only a musical metaphor. It's a way to live. It is when parents differ in how to raise their children and synthesize a parenting that is better than what they could each come up with on their own. The sweetness and the pains of multi-faith activism when we don't always agree on the best path, but we rejoice in the act of coming together and choosing a course of action. These are ways that pluralism can synthesize new futures that were perhaps thought unimaginable. Truth, you are first, you are last, and besides you, we have no king, no redeemer, and no savior. I offer that truth and understanding the ways each of our truths lives in the tapestry of our community can be a powerful tool for seeing divinity in the world.
Rabbi Rafi has just given us this beautiful reminder that truth isn't about one uniform way of being, but about each of us bringing our portion of truth into the larger tapestry of humanity. And yet, here is the challenge. Even when we say we care about truth, we don't always approach it in the same way. Professor Adam Grant from Wharton Business School speaks about 4 different mindsets that we use when we think and argue. The first is the preacher, convinced he is right and busy persuading others. The second is the prosecutor, focused on exposing faults and proving people wrong. The third is the politician, saying whatever will get approval. And of course, these roles can be useful from time to time. Let's say preaching on Rosh HaShanah morning isn't the worst thing to do. Hopefully not. But the problem is that these 3 mindsets leave almost no room to examine our own assumptions. They start with predetermined truths. And when we only walk around with predetermined truths, our world becomes narrower, more partial, and less truthful. That's where the 4th mindset comes in, the scientist. The scientist doesn't begin with answers, but with questions. The scientist is curious, eager to discover what they don't know. Research shows that leaders who think like scientists are often more successful, not because they know more, but because they are willing to rethink. When they hit obstacles, they adjust and pivot. Their wisdom lies in the humility to admit truth isn't something I already have. It's something I'm still searching for. There is a very powerful legend about the Maharal of Prague, Rabbi Judah Low, which connects the Maharal, this rabbi, with the creation of the golem, a clay figure brought to life to defend the Jewish community. The word that animated the golem was emet, truth. Truth was the source of its protection and its life. And that itself is a teaching. We don't protect people from the truth. Truth protects us. Look closely at the word emet in Hebrew. Emet is made of aleph, mem, taf. You remove one letter and the word changes completely. Without the taf, you get aleph, mem, im, f, a conditional, a shaky alternative fact. Without the mem, the middle letter, you get aleph and taf, just the marker of an object. reducing the other to a thing. Without the aleph, you get mem tav, met. Met means dead. Half-truths, lies, and gossip, they are linked in our tradition to bloodshed. Thank you, I'm aging right now. And these letters aren't random. Aleph is the first letter, Mem is the middle letter, and Tav is the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Together, they suggest that truth runs from beginning to end, holding the whole in between. Truth is bigger than us. Not something we own, but something that holds us. And if we let it, something that protects us. And that also means when we reduce truth, and keep this in mind, when we reduce truth to something we can carry in our pocket, something we claim as mine, or insist only I possess, we risk turning truth into an idol. Idolatry in Jewish thought is when we mistake a piece of the infinite, such as a partial truth, for the whole. Real truth resists idolatry. It keeps us humble, curious, and open.
I love this framing of yours, Rabbi Nico, of emet disentangled and reorganized as im, if, et, an indicator of an object, and met, dead. And I want to offer another way of understanding these three words. I see these three words as a sequence, a way to live through life with truth as an orienting lens. Our first word, im, if, is pregnant with possibility. We start from a place of considering all options. Our second word, et, grammatically indicates a direct object. Here, though, I read it as pointing us in a particular direction. We take this vision, we point it towards a specific destination. Our third word, met, dead, no motion. Contextually, I understand this as a natural endpoint, a moment to pause and weigh all that has happened before. Do we insist on stopping here? Do we hope to continue? In my own life, having experienced profound grief in the past 20 months with the loss of my father and brother, I've come to know that death is not always an end. We can invoke the presence of those who have departed in our own lives. Their end can inspire us in our beginnings. All of this points us towards emet, truth. These three words that constitute truth are a means of discernment. In our own lives, we ponder the possibilities, go towards a direction alongside counsel and our intuition, and we take a hard stop or a gentle pause. We take stock of what has been and what can be from here, a mode we all might adopt as we approach this new year. And as Rabbi Nico reminded us, our tradition itself offers language to point ourselves towards truth. In the book of Psalms, we learn, loving kindness and truth meet, justice and peace kiss. Truth springs up from the earth. Justice looks down from the heavens. The Malbim, one of my favorite biblical commentators, writes that this means truth comes from us, from humanity. and that the heavens act in kind. If we live out our lives in truth, we can go to merit God's loving kindness and imbue a sense of justice in our lives. This is a provocative comment, and apropos as a congregation we discuss deepening roots this high holiday season. And it's another way of understanding truth, not just as pluralism, but as something we can cultivate within ourselves to hear a response from beyond. If we discern ways to live our lives in truth, if we can enact a pluralism that allows for these truths to coexist in harmony, God willing, we can merit a heavenly kindness to meet us, and justice and peace will yet kiss.
What a beautiful teaching. Emet mi'eretz titzmach. Truth sprouts from the land. And that's our church. Truth only grows when we nurture it with kindness, humility, and curiosity. The alternative is a narrow persecutor, I got you like culture where trust, reliability, and credibility collapse. And with them, the fabric of our daily life. You can't ride a bus, see a doctor, shop for groceries, or even greet your neighbor when truth has broken down. And here is the hard part. We can't begin this work, we can't do this work for anyone else, only for ourselves, only in our own small corners of the world. And that is hard because we are full of biases too. That's why when we daven the Amidah, when we prayed Amidah, we say, "Beta'er liveinu le'ovdecha be'emet." Purify our hearts, our minds, so we can serve you in truth. Clear away our biases, our gossip, our grudges, so that truth can take root in us. And if we do even a little of that, just a little of that, then this year will be indeed a Shana Yoter Tova, a better one, a better year, because we will have become the change our world so desperately needs. Be'emet, in truth. Shana Tova umetuka.